Well, welcome back to another episode of Sunday League Struggles. Now, we have returned from the winter break and we're in the first game of 2017. And today also marked the first league game we have played for at least a month and a half. But today we are away to a team called Croydon JFC Sanco. Now, we played them earlier this season and drew 1-1, where I conceded a 30-yarder, which I still think to this day I could have saved. But disregard the fact that I've highlighted the wrong team because I've had to take this from the previous video because I haven't actually got a league table I can use without giving away the result. So this week we played at a stadium in Croydon which actually had a stand and change rooms. I mean, it's already better than 95% of the Sunday League grounds I play at. And also, because we were playing in our away kit this week, it means that the numbers have changed slightly. So, I mean, as I am going to show on the screen, the numbers for the players may be different to what it is on the home kit. I mean, this is proper Sunday League stuff here. So, as per usual, and every episode that we are going to have of this entire series, I start off in goal. The back four stays pretty much the same, so Jamie plays at left back, Sean at right back, and Bradley and Joe play in the centre. Dudley and Powers also play at centre midfield. Levi starts off on the right hand side this week with Julian on the left. And Raheem finally returns after about a month off, and he plays in the number 10 role behind Chris up front. And Lee, Geordie, Connor and Shaq also make the bench. Anyway, should we get on with the game? So, kickoff started, but no one moved the camera, so it was on me for about a minute and a half. I mean, it's like I do these things on purpose. Well, it's a good thing the camera was on me for the first minute and a half, because you would have missed them actually missing a sitter. I'm struggling to think what was worse, my half-assed attempt to save it, or their miss. I mean, leave your answers in the comments below. So this was the first of many controversial decisions which surrounded and probably dominated the game. I mean, the reaction to this generally tells the whole story.
Ooh, unlucky, mate. It's a penalty.
I mean, I was at the game, I watched the footage back about 8 times, I still don't know what he's given the penalty for. So whilst the home team were continually arguing with the ref about what he gave the penalty for, Chris stepped up to the plate and put the penalty in the bottom right corner to give us a 1-0 lead. Although at a stretch I could say it was deserved. But yeah, as I said, there's many more controversial decisions on the way. So Croydon equalised less than 10 minutes later, and it was probably mired in more controversy, where we thought Bradley had got fouled, but they put a shot in, Sean blocked it, it fell to their striker who fired it past me because I was on the floor. I mean, it's slightly annoying that I failed once again to keep a clean sheet. And to make matters worse, I nearly conceded a howler. I mean, if you look closely, I genuinely shit myself because I think that ball's gone into the net, and then I have to put this on YouTube for the whole world to see and then ridicule me for it. But after that near-death experience for me, the game just became scrappy. I don't think I recall any shots happening for about 15 minutes. Well, until Raheem put one wide from about 30 yards out, and that was it. And you know there was very few highlights when I have to show a highlight of a substitution after 40 minutes. But Lee came on for Levi and we dropped the 4-2-3-1 to go to 4-5-1. And then it was half time, and that was literally it for the first half. So into the second half we started to apply a bit more pressure, and Sean put a free kick into the box which found its way to Chris on the wing, and he put a cross into the box which looked like a shot. I mean, I don't know which one it was one of them. Then the game had one of its controversial moments once again. So Dudley and Raheem played a 1-2 between each other, and then Dudley then played it through to Chris who ran onto it, and I'll let the reaction tell the whole story. Yeah, I think the language that was used in that entire segment will make this video age restricted. But I mean, looking at the footage over and over again, I think it is possible to tell from this angle that Chris was onside and that we were robbed of a goal. But anyway, back to reality, and we kept up with the pressure, and Sean then hit a shot from about 30 yards which went over the bar. A little bit of hesitancy gave them a chance to score, but their striker hit it straight at me, and I managed to push it away from any of their players. So I mean, you could probably count that as a good save, although I probably should have came off my line and claimed it much earlier. But yeah, I just wanted to make a save for the camera, really. And before you think that this game had no more controversial moments, the keeper then dropped the ball over the line, according to Raheem, and then juggled it straight back into play. And the referee never gave that as a goal either. I feel like we're not going to be winning this game. Their centre-back was then allowed just to run straight through the middle of the pitch and then have a weak shot at me, which I still managed to spill, even though I managed to get to the ball at the second attempt. As you can probably tell, I was quite angry with the fact that, you know, there was no closing down of the player whatsoever and he was just allowed to have a shot at me. So I kicked the ball out in anger. I mean, there was a player injured on the floor, but, you know, that was sort of the reason. Dudley then found Raheem on the wing, who then took the ball inside and managed to weave his way past a few defenders, tricking his way into the box. And then he laid off the ball to Powers, who fired it high and wide. And about a minute or two later, Raheem found himself on the wing again, and this time it was his turn to set up Dudley, who managed to beat a defender and then set himself up for the shot. I mean, was that a shot? Can you really count that as one? And the last real chance of the game fell to us, and Julian managed to float the ball into the box, and Chris, although he jumped, managed to head it backwards. And it found its way to Connor on the edge of the box, but he drilled his shot into a defender and it was cleared. And that was pretty much it. So after all that, we ended up drawing 1-1 again against this team, just like previously when we played them. But on the basis of things, other than the fact that we had a legitimate goal ruled out for offside, their goalkeeper bundling the ball over the line and then bringing it back over into play, I mean, you know, I think a draw is a fair result. And obviously for the other host of chances and the fact we dominated them in the second half. But other than that, you know, a draw probably was the best result. Also, if you're still enjoying the series, make sure you drop it a like. We're back again next week with a home game and in the cup. I mean, it's just like December all over again, isn't it?
You're unbelievable.